Hello everyone, it's Erica with Crafteinated, and today I just want to go through and show you my March plan with me. So I went through, I did my whole March, and I'm just going to show bits and pieces of it, and then I'm going to come back and I'll do a flip through. So I'm just going to show you what I did, and then we'll be back. So for my March theme, I chose one of my favorite things, coffee. So I'm using these watercolor pencils, and I got these in an art kit. And I know a lot of people, don't really like art kits, but I got them from a craft store that was going out of business in the area. And I don't typically use things like watercolor or watercolor pencils. So getting it, I think I got it for like 80% off. So I thought that was perfect for me, for being somebody who doesn't really use those type of supplies very often. So I'm just going through making my rings, and then I flicked some paint onto the page to kind of give it that messy type spill look. And I went through and I put some extra water on the flicks to make it look a little bit more like a spill. And I am I'm just astounded with this notebook. It held up so well with all of these, the watercolor and everything going on. There was a little bit of bleed through onto the page behind, and then also onto the opposite page, but it was very, very minimal, and I just couldn't believe how well it held up with that. So I'm just going through and making it a little bit more defined, and giving it some dimension by using the water to kind of spread the color out. And then that page before was my quote and my monthly notes. I didn't have a really good picture of me doing it, but I'll show you what it looked like at the end in the flip through. So this is where I'm doing my monthly page. So I did a little coffee cup, and that's my monthly to do, and then went through and did my entire month. The quote down at the bottom says, "Life happens, coffee helps," which I thought was super cute. And I found that on Pinterest. If I can find the page, I'll link it below. But that's where I get most of my inspiration from, as I go through and I look at Pinterest and other people who do bullet journaling and see kind of what, and sometimes I change things up. Like, it might be that life happens, coffee helps might be on somebody else's bullet journal somewhere else in it, and I just put it at the bottom of my monthly. But I think that was at the bottom of a monthly in the one I had looked at. So then I made a little coffee cup and just had some coffee cascading down. I decided to make my coffee cup this spill a bright pink to match the washi tape that I have in the corner. I also liked using the bright pink because, well, number one, I love the color pink, and number two, because it would be kind of boring, I think, otherwise on this page with just the brown and the white and the black on the page. So I thought putting that fun little washi tape at the bottom that was that bright pink color, and then coloring the coffee cup a bright pink would just give it a little bit of a pop and a little bit more interest. So I was just fixing some of the numbers there. And then I think next I go to the cascade, and I start making it brown. And I don't color the whole thing in because I want to be able to use that as a place to kind of write maybe next month's tasks or things coming up, or other things to write down in your bullet journal. So I'm just going through again and just kind of defining the numbers. They're really tiny, so you're not probably going to be able to see them on this video, but they worked pretty well. I had the white underneath, and then I used a really fine black pen to go over the white so you could see it better in person. So I was just adding some drop shadows underneath the coffee cup and down the monthly to do. And then that was just some steam I added there. And then another drop shadow for the calendar. Just defining some of the letters and coloring in my coffee bean. I really, really liked this spread. I also, I'm only going to show you 1 week when I go through this. Like as I'm doing it, it's only going to be the 1 week. But I made all 4 weeks similar and you'll see them at the flip through. So this was just like a really functional page. I didn't do much in the way of decorating it. This is a meal plan and grocery list tracker kind of thing. So I always like to do meal plans. I like to buy things from the grocery store that we're going to use. And I was trying to figure out what the best way would be to incorporate that into my bullet journal. And I think that this might work. So each day it has on there, you know, your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and, you know, I'll put that in and then I'll plug in whatever I need to get over in the grocery side. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it works. If anybody else has any ideas on this, like the meal planning portion in the bullet journal, let me know. I didn't really see much in the way of that when I was looking things up on Pinterest. So I'm just going to try to like see what happens. And like I said, this is more functional than anything. I didn't go through and make it all fancy. It's just a little bit of faux calligraphy and some lines. But hopefully it works for me. So for the weekly, I kind of have it set up. I do my little calendar up in the corner. And so, like I said, I did all of the weeklies very similarly, but I kind of like switched up where things were on each one. So you'll see that at the end. So this is week 1 for March. And then I kept my trackers the same as Instagram. I like to try to do at least 3 to 4 posts on Instagram a week, which I do like a million, so it's fine. At least 1 YouTube video a week. And I think I've been doing okay with that. The next one is being creative every day. Again, that's really hard with work and whatnot, but I've been hitting probably about 4 or 5 days a week, so I think that's pretty good. The no junk, again, I'm not doing so hot on that. I don't know. Hopefully the meal plan helps with that part. And then time with family. So I'm just going through, putting in all of my days, making my little doodles on the sides. They're just different types of coffee cups and coffee related items. There was no dots on the bottom there, so I had to use my ruler to make sure I got it right. And then don't look at that Wednesday. Oh my gosh, W-E-N. I don't know what I was thinking. I fixed it. I made it a D. Oh, that happens with bullet journaling, especially when you're doing it in pen and over pencil and you think you did it right. So then I'm just here finishing up all of the base of the week, and then I'm just going to go through and add in some pops of color. So there's my gray for like some whipped cream, your like cardboard hand thing. What is it called? I don't even know. It's on the coffee cup to protect you from the hot. Putting in my coffee, a little straw, coloring the coffee beans, and then highlighting the week that it is. And then using that, I use a little bit of pink there for the heart, and then to connect all of my weeks. I just put the drop shadow in, and really that's about it. So I'll go to the flip through now, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Okay, so you saw me making it, and I love it. I love the coffee, obviously, but this is my March cover page, and as you can see, there's coffee stains on it. So what I did a watercolor for this, and I used a watercolor pencil. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things. These are my March notes. Inspiration, things to remember, things to check out, miscellaneous, books to read, and shows to watch. My March monthly calendar, and this is Life Happens, Coffee Helps, and I started filling in some of the things that are going on this month already. Then I'm doing a meal plan. So what I'm doing on this side is planning out breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. And then over here will be my grocery list for that week. So I hope this kind of works. I'm trying to look for what the best way to do a meal plan grocery list and here is, and I'm hoping that this works because I didn't want to take up too many pages with it, but if it works, I'm going to incorporate it into every monthly. And this is week 1, and they're all set up kind of the same. So week 1 has Sunday through Saturday on that side. This is week 2, so I just flopped, just flopped where I put the beginning of it. And they might have similar little coffee cups, but they're all different for the most part. And this is week 3, so I put my week 3 up here, and then I put my little tracker down here. I know a lot of people do monthly trackers. I really like doing the weekly tracker. For me, it works. So, I mean, they say do what works for you, right? And then week 4, and then there's some more coffee cups. And then I will put the rest of March, 29, 30, and 31 in my next monthly when I start that. And that way, or not my next monthly, but my next weekly. So my next monthly will be April. And I'll have it set up very similar with April, my April quote, my April notes, the month. Is that right? Yes, the month. Whichever way. And then the first week we'll have those 3 tag-along days. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.